Like, what else happened? Something else happened. Oh yeah, there was a big snowstorm, so she couldn't get here. Like, kept coming up like that. So, but it's actually gonna happen this weekend. Breakfast with extended family, D&D, and pet sitting. That sounds like a busy day, but also like it could be a lot of fun. I'm gonna hold this up. Yeah. Yay. They look so cute together. I'm excited. This one is going to be good because it matches like this kind of tone as well. So it's going to kind of match up. Three of the pets are Great Danes. So it's not only just three Great Danes, there's more than that. That's a big job. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of colors. I didn't even map it out based on color. I just kind of mapped it out based on what looks good shape-wise where. So I hope the colors all kind of sync up at the end and they look okay because there's a lot of variation. They're very well trained. That's good. If they weren't, that'd be a lot of misbehaved dogs to deal with because they're so big. I feel like people with big dogs put more time into training their dogs often because if they don't, then there's like, well, they can't really control the dog and there's more risk of like the dog doing something and them getting in trouble for it. Whereas small dogs, people oftentimes instead of training are just like, oh, we'll just pick them up so we can't do it. And then they don't train them, which is why I think they're more like nippy, like little dogs. They tend to bite more or bark more in general. But big dogs, like if you don't train them, then potentially somebody could call and like you might have to put your dog down. So it's people with bigger dogs, I think, put more time into it. Yeah, apartments have a weight limit on dogs, right? That's always been weird to me too. Okay, we're dry enough. We're gonna do the next layer here, which is gonna be this eye is very like almost golden, kind of coppery. Let me show you. Look at this eye. Um, there's my little, there we go. Look, it's like a gold eye. It's very cool looking. They do it for pit bulls or the like without calling them out specifically. Yeah, I think so too. There's also that whole thing where before you move into a new place, landlords will ask for a picture of your dog. Like they won't necessarily have a weight limit, but they're like, "Oh, I need to see a picture of your dog." Which I also think is for the same reason. Like if they see a pit bull, they're gonna be like, "No." Yeah, right? It looks metallic. It's very shiny. Oh yeah, Nagan, let me know when that person is streaming. I'm gonna try to go until they're on, but I also do want to eat food. I also don't like in general when apartments ban you from having pets. Like, I don't like that. I'm not a fan. I understand there can be like people with allergies and stuff, but that's not the only reason. Like they're just doing it because they don't want to deal with it, you know? That's true, yeah. But I mean, so can human urine, and that happens a lot in rented buildings. But yeah, I think for cats, like cats who spray, that's a really bad smell. We had one cat growing up that would spray things because we got him like he was a stray and we got him fixed, but like instead of spraying, he then went on to peeing on things because that was his only other option. And like it was, yeah. He was not a happy cat though. Like I don't know, he was pretty rough looking when we got him because we like saved him from he was in a fight and we like took him in. And yeah, eventually he ended up running away because I think he just preferred to be outside and like he ran out and he never came back. Um, but he was a nice cat. He preferred to be outside, I think. He didn't like to be trapped in a house and he would always try to get out. And one time he did get out and then he just like never came back to us. Um, but yeah, he was like when we took him in, he had been in a fight with I think another cat and he had like infected scratches and stuff. So we like took him to the vet and like took him home and took care of him. And I think that's what he needed in the moment, but he didn't want to stay with us. So like we named him Gilbert after the cat from Caillou. There was a cat named Gilbert, and so we named him Gilbert. Um, he was a pretty cute cat, and I hope he lived a good life after that because we never saw him again. Behavioral environmental issue, yeah. Lived next door to a yappy little terrier that would bark the whole 8-hour workday. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. We actually had growing up, so we had a dog who was a border collie and a lab mix. And she was really sweet, really good with kids. My mom ran a daycare from the home. And so this dog was like really great with kids. Um, and there were times like when she was outside and she would bark to come inside at the door to let us know. There was always a neighbor who complained that the dog was barking all the time when she would literally only bark to be let inside, and it was like one or two barks to indicate that she's ready to go in. And that was like she would bark when people would ring the doorbell, but the part that was always complained about was when she was in the backyard. And this neighbor like filed complaint after complaint about our dog and like I don't know why. Like I think this neighbor just had something against us or against dogs. But yeah, they like kept filing complaints against us to the point where we had to like literally record what happened when the dog was outside because we're like no this is all she does, so we would like record it just to have a backup in case like they tried to put her down or something because that was our biggest fear that they're going to be like we've had too many noise complaints, you have to put her down. So we would record when she would go outside just in case so we could like show them the videos if something happened. Nothing ever did, thankfully, but yeah, that was a stressful situation. And then that neighbor ended up moving away. She was like I don't know, she was pretty old. She was like an older lady and living by herself. And I think she was just like unhappy in general. So she was looking for things to, I don't know. But yeah, she wasn't a happy person. Yeah, barking for the whole 8-hour day, that's definitely not ideal. Some people are just buttheads, truly. They needed something to do, yeah. And I think also like they might have wanted someone to talk to, so maybe they're like, "Oh, I get to call the noise complaint office." But I would get a lot of those people when I was working at a grocery store. You would get a lot of people who just wanted someone to talk to. Like they'd literally go shopping every single day just for a couple things so that they could have human interaction, right? And I always felt bad for them. Like they would try to have like full on conversations when the line was long, so I couldn't talk for long, even though you could tell that like they really wanted someone to talk to. Um, yeah. And then now with self checkouts, I think was it might have been in England, I think. I saw an article that like the cash register is mostly self checkouts except for like the return counter, like a lot of stores are now. And then they added another cash register for people who go shopping just to chat. So the line is longer because it's a slower like people want to chat, right? So it's people who go in like those people I was talking about. So they made a checkout line for people like that. And I think that's so sweet because I think a lot of people really need it, especially like elderly people living by themselves. They need something, they need someone to connect with. So that's sometimes all they have. Why go climbing or hiking gives me so much more social interaction. That's good. Have sympathy for lonely people. We all need contact. Yeah. Yeah, right. Start a conversation. See, that's the thing that I'm thinking too, because a lot of the people who wanted someone to talk to, either they were, it was always the same people. Every single day, these people would come in, and either they were very upset about something, like they would find something in the store to complain about, or like, you guys never have good cheese or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? They'd find something to complain about and like get angry at you for. But then, like, other times they would come in and talk about like their day or like, their life in general, and they just want to have a long conversation. But oftentimes, like, when you couldn't have a long conversation, because they know that if they're having a conversation about something not relevant to you, then you may have to cut them off because there's a long line or something, which I would never try to cut someone off, but like they could tell that I couldn't have a conversation. But if they're complaining about the store, then they get to talk for longer, which is what I think a lot of it was. Because they're like, oh, this is how I get this person to talk to me longer. I don't know. I still felt really bad for them. Like I don't know. They definitely just wanted human connection. Where you're coming from on this though. Yeah, right? Like why would you just like start a nice conversation? Don't do like we don't need all of that. Thank you. Unfortunately, the go-to for a lot of people is just being mean, which I never really understood. But I had so much of that working there, like a lot of that. Also, Megan, are you still here? I don't know if you're in a meeting or not. Because I can't remember who that person was that they said we should rate after. I'm gonna open their channel so I know, because we're rating someone specific, but they don't start until like a little bit past 11, so I'm not sure if they're going yet. So let me see. Yeah, they're not going yet. Mine was meant more for extreme cases where they just don't like you, try to get you in trouble so they can have their perfect world. Yeah, that's definitely not ideal. Might not be live until 12 now. Oh, yeah, I probably can't go until 12. Although we will do a shout out and I'm gonna give them a follow because I haven't been there before. And their watercolor work looks really fun. So I'm gonna try to stop by there, but I don't think I'll be able to go until 12. Don't go hungry in our account. I wanted to give them some support for the birthday celebration and everything. But yeah, I think we'll have to raid somebody else for now. But I'm gonna keep that tab open so I can check out their stream. But we'll be back at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Let's see who is streaming that we can go raid. There's a couple different people doing some fun stuff right now. Tell her to stop by. Thank you. Yeah, have a great day, everybody. We're gonna find someone to raid, so don't go anywhere. Let's go give some love to somebody. What about... let's go to... maybe Gracie Ghosty? We haven't been there in a while. Let's do that. So I'm gonna do a shout out to Gracie Ghosty first. Oops, I'm in all caps right now. Not what I wanted. And I'm also going to do a shout out to the other person we were supposed to go to, Ask Vaughn, because it's their birthday today. So if you can stop by their stream at around 12, then definitely go give them a little birthday message. But yeah, we're going to do a raid to Gracie Ghosty for now. Let's do our thank yous before we go. Thank you so much to my patrons. Thank you, Bard, Bethler, Chicago Today, Daniel, Jakul, Eliane, Jen, Kava, Lillian, Megan, Prudence, Future Racing Kid, and Rich. Thank you so much for being a patron. And we're going to do our stream thank yous for the day. Ooh, look how good the frogs look together. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. We're going to do our stream thank yous for the day. Thank you so much to, I think we just have the one for now. Babira, thank you for the follow. Babira, I'm not exactly sure how to say that. But yeah, let's go raid Gracie Ghosty, give them lots of love. I will see you later at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be working on the true frog, the European common frog. And then if we can finish it, we can cut this out and we'll have 2 pieces of the giant 60 frog piece. So that's really exciting. So let's go spread some love. Take care of yourself, eat delicious food. If you're not going to be here this evening, I hope you have a lovely weekend. I'll also be back on Monday.